Hi everyone, my name is Oram and today I'm going to talk about my 5 tips in planning. I'm new to videos, so please bear with me. I realized that it is important for me to start my vlogging journey with this video because planning has been an important part of my life ever since I was introduced to it. It's not that I am hooked to it or something, but it's something that I really needed. And I'm so thankful for my boss, Nicole Picadura, who introduced me into planning. So started in 2019, she's sending me journal pages, and she also introduced me to this journaling, which I really love because you can customize the pages that you want. You can definitely do or make your own pages. And that's what I've been doing to match my planning with the way I wanted it to be. Right, so I hope that you will find this video helpful and you will start, or this will somehow make you start using those planners that have been hiding in your closet. I know that a lot of us would buy planners and then just end up not using them. You know, we sometimes buy planners just because they're pretty and they make you sound more professional. You know, I've been there, so hopefully this will entice you better and entice you more rather into using your planners. So let's get to it. Oh, before I start, I'd like to give a shout out to my Job sisters. Happy anniversary, guys. You know, our anniversary was back in October, but I just got these t-shirts the other day and I quarantined them. Yeah, I put my packages outside for some time before I open them and sanitize them. So after quarantine, I finally got my shirt and it's so pretty. Look at that. Job's daughters. Shout out to all my sisters right there. I love you guys. I miss you all. Alright. Did I do it right? With that thingy like that? I didn't know this is fun. Anyway, I'm like a kid. I'm a kid at heart. A lot of people know that. Okay, so I actually wrote the things that I want to say to you guys, so just so I won't forget them. And let's get to it. So the first advice I would like to give you in terms of planning is know why you're planning. So it is very important. I guess this applies to many things, like know the whys of the things that you do so that you will know the purpose and you will create that purpose as well. So for me, I started planning because I needed it in such a way that I've been handling a lot of projects at work recently and it's been hard to keep track of them. So I do planning because I need to keep track of my tasks and I want to get better hold of my task. I want to stay on top of it. That's why I plan, and that's why I make use of my planner, because it is very instrumental in reminding me on what are the things that I need to do. So yeah, so that's the why for me. So for you, you need to realize, or you need to just create the feel and the need to plan. Because if you don't know your why, you're just gonna end up using it the first month, the first week, and then the rest of the year you can just put that planner in those shelves and, you know, be dusted. So instead of, you know, hiding those planners there, you purchase that, you know, when you purchase the planner, you already have the feeling that you want to plan. It's just that you are a little hard on yourself and you want to do things the right way, so it shouldn't be that way. So know why you plan and create the need to plan so that you can organize your day better, your week better. It depends on how you want to structure it. Alright, so number 2, how do you want to do it? So there are many ways to plan. There are things that you can consider, and there are things that you want to do in terms of planning. Like for example, if you want to do daily, that's up to you. If you want to do weekly, it is also up to you. So you have to find a planner that will suit best your need in terms of planning and how you want to do it, how you want to structure it. For me personally, I want to do it weekly and daily. I started with daily. In my experience, it's more of a trial and error really. I started with daily first, and I realized that when I do it daily, I usually don't think ahead for the rest of the entire week. And I needed to do that because there was one meeting that I missed because I actually attended the meeting, but I was supposed to deliver a report for that particular meeting, but I wasn't able to do it because I was I didn't plan ahead, so I didn't know that we're gonna have a meeting that day, so I wasn't prepared. But I was able to make a report, but it's not really the quality that I wanted it to be. So that's why I started doing it weekly, and it works for me. So I start by planning my week, and then once I'm done with my week, I do from the day to day. So it's a matter of trial and error. Do not get frustrated if your first try and your first strategy doesn't work, because you can always restructure and find another way of planning. It's not necessary that this should be it, this will work, this worked for her, it should also work for me. It's not that case. So whatever works for me may not work for you, so you just have to experiment and try. The next thing that I would like to discuss is, as much as possible, if you can customize your planner, you do it. So I am so grateful that my boss Nicole introduced me into this journaling, because I can structure my planner the way I wanted it to be. I started making my own pages, which is great because I'm not limited to those structured pages that the companies provide, and I can easily move things around. So I really love my journal planner. I don't put the whole year, because if I do, it's just gonna be very thick and it's gonna be very heavy. So I just put like 3 months worth of pages here. It's not even actually 3 months. Like in January I put like 10 pages only, something like that, and then I just move the other pages to the next month if I don't use them. So I also use undated planners. Why? Because it doesn't create that unnecessary pressure that, oh, I have to fill this out, because it's gonna be a waste of paper if I don't fill it out and it already has that date. So the undated planners is best because you can always put the date. Like for example, if it's a weekend, nobody works on weekend usually, right? Here in the Philippines, usually we have a weekend off. So I stop planning at Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, of course, I'm not gonna do any planning on those days. Those are rest days, right? So I won't write anything, and then the next plan will be on the next Monday, right? So I stopped at Friday, and then next page can be Monday. It is just up to me. Nobody can tell me what I want to do with the planning, because that's how I wanted it to be. So yeah, so you can definitely do that. If you can customize your pages, that is best, because it will, not all the ones that are in the generic planner ones, not all of them will work for you, and you're just gonna end up paying more, because planners are not a very cheap thing to purchase. It is expensive, and you're not gonna use all of them. So that's why journal pages or journals like this is really good, because there are some stores right now that have been selling just the pages or just refills, so you don't really have to buy the generic ones, and you can only just put the things that you need in there, and the other pages can just go. You can just not include them. So if you can customize your planner, then do it. So the next thing that I would like to tell you, or I'd like to advise you, is you have to learn to love your correction tapes and your correction inks. So we are not perfect people. we are bound for mistakes. So your correction inks should be there beside you to help you correct those mistakes and not waste any pages. Like for me personally, like I always have my correction tape with me. Even my legend, I made a mistake in my legend and it's not really that bad. I mean, nobody's gonna come over and look at my planner and say, oh, you made a mistake on that day. You erased it with a correction pen. It doesn't look good. Like for example, look at this May thing. I made a mistake there. So I wiped it with a correction tape and nobody cares, right? Nobody's gonna come here and check it, and there's no right minus wrong here. Like look at my legend. I'm just OC this way, so I love to use dot bullet journals, I mean, because I can turn them into different pages that I want. So I just write there, like, this is actually related to the number 3 advice in a way of customizing your planner. So I wrote there, like, if I have 3 boxes, I can make this number of columns with this number of, you know, with this number of dots that are in here. So that's bullet journaling, and it's a way to customize as well. So yeah, going back to our topic, which is loving your correction tapes, do not be pressured that you have some erasures. Of course, if you use a pen and you're not using a pencil, then you can definitely have those erasures, and it's okay. Do not put that extra pressure on yourself, you know. Just be fine with it. Just let it go. You're always bound to make mistakes, so just be happy with it, and your correction tape should help you. And last but not least, the next advice that I can give you is be easy on yourself. So here's the thing. Some of my friends, because I've been selling journals and planners to my friends, and I also gave out planners to my family members and some of my dearest friends. And some of them would say, oh, the pages is so pretty, I don't want to write on it, or I gotta find the right pen because I don't want to, you know, I want my journal to be as pretty as possible. Some of them would also say that I don't want to use a planner because I don't really end up following what I write in there, right? So those are the things that you really need to let go in planning. Because if you're gonna keep pressuring yourself, you know, if you're gonna keep adding that unnecessary pressure on yourself, then you're not gonna be successful in planning. So your planners are supposed to be your best friend. They're not your enemy. Do not let it control you, but let it just serve as a reminder, as your ongoing memory card of the things that you need to work on and the things that you need to remember. So for me personally, what I do with my planner is I just use it as a reminder that these are the things that I need to do for the day. These are the things I need to do for the week. If I can follow them, great. If I don't follow them, that's fine. Nobody's gonna pressure me. Nobody's gonna tell me, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. It's actually you who's doing that to yourself. So you're creating that unnecessary pressure on yourself. And they say, oh, I don't want to write on it because my penmanship is ugly. Like, as long as you can read it, that's okay. My penmanship is like a doctor's penmanship. I've been learning calligraphy, but no, it's not. My penmanship is also not the best, but I do my best to practice. And you know, writing can also be a way of you practicing it, and nobody's gonna go there and read your penmanship anyway. And if you want to change it, well, you have no choice. You can't really change your penmanship over time. Yeah, you can definitely change it over time, but it's not gonna change overnight. And you know, I want to have a beautiful penmanship tomorrow. No, that's not the case. So yeah, so don't wait for the right pen. Don't write, you know, don't stop yourself from writing because the pages are beautiful. Just stop writing and using it. It would be a waste if the pages are beautiful and you don't actually use them. So start using it. Do not put that unnecessary pressure on yourself. It is supposed to be your friend. Do not let it control you. Do not let it put pressure on you. because here's the cool thing about planning that I learned, and I personally have proven this also. Our brain is supposed to be a place to think. It's not a place to store ideas. So of course our brain has a way of storing it, but if you want to be reminded of something, it can sometimes put an unnecessary burden on you if you think, or if you let that thing bother you. So for example, I want to do something like I want to go to the market tomorrow, and then I will say, oh, I want to go to the market tomorrow. Okay, I'll write that down. And then forget about it. Rather than, I want to go to the market tomorrow, and then you don't write it down, and you just think about it. Oh, I want to go to the market tomorrow. I want to go to the market tomorrow. I want to go to the market tomorrow. And then you're like, what's the thing that I want to do tomorrow? And you forget it. And you feel frustrated, like, I really want to remember. What was that? What is that thing that I really want to do? So you can get more frustrated that way, right? So rather than doing that to yourself, punishing yourself, just write it down and then forget about it. And then the next thing, you just have to develop the routine to check your planner. Like, oh, I plan to do this today. So, okay, I'm going to go to the market today. That's it. It's just the same as doing a grocery. If you go to a grocery and you don't have a list of things that you want to buy, you will just end up buying more. So if you go to the grocery and then you go to the aisles and you say, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, oh, I need this. What's the thing that I need? What was the reason why I came here? So you have those questions to yourself, and then you should, oh, I really have to remember that because that's the reason why I came to the grocery today. And then you couldn't remember it. So with the list, of course, you go, oh, I already have this, I did this, okay. Then it's lighter on the brain. It's actually more liberating on the brain. It's like your brain's gonna say, yay, I don't have to remember those. You have the list to go over and help you remind. So that should be also the case of the planner. Be easy on yourself. Do not let it control you. You can always move things around. You can always replan your day. You can always reorganize your day the way you wanted it to. Don't worry if it doesn't really, like holistic way. What's the right word? If you're not following it very, very strictly, don't worry, because that is okay. You can always schedule the things that you missed today on the next day if they're not really that important, if they're not really that urgent. If it's not between life and death, you can always move it to the next day. If you wanted to save money for this month and then something came up, well, okay, I'll save it next month. I'll restructure it and then I'll work on saving it the next month. Just like that. Don't put that unnecessary pressure. Don't be like a crazy person, like, oh, I really want to do this, I'm so frustrated that I didn't do it. Nah, it shouldn't go that way. So I hope that my advices for you today helped you in terms of planning, and I hope that will help you organize your life better. If there are other videos that you would like me to do, just let me know. You can always put it in the comments below. The next videos that I'll be planning to do is how I do my journals, how I write them. It's like the 5 must-haves that I have on my planner. So be on the lookout for that video. I'm working on it. If I have time, I'll work on it. My friends know that I don't have a lot of time, but I'll work on it. Alright, thank you so much for joining me today, guys, and for bearing with me. I am new to this whole thing, and I really enjoyed that thingy like that. So I'm just gonna do it again now. Bye, guys.